kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Tony boy.
Alrighty then. Testicles, 1, 2, testicles.
Yes, we back.
And in the world filled with confusion and nuclear waste, one man and one half man rise from the ashes like the phoenix and to save the world.
I like that. I like that. You finally acknowledge that you're half of me, but dog, I'm happy. Hey, you know, a round of applause. Dog, I like that.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. This is your boy, your humble fucking host, Trebles, Garcia, and gentlemen, and 1 to 2 is the best host on the motherfucking
Dark
planet.
Cannon.
Lord Dark Cannon, TSD, whatever. Not PST. What's it? STD.
PhD
Professor.
and STD, huh?
Thank you so much, Big Tech, for joining me again. How are you, big dog? How are you doing? You sound like a fucking a deflating Teletubby. That is right. Now, everybody, we have an amazing fucking show for every single one of you, every single person that tunes in every single week. Have you noticed that I haven't said fucking? I'm practicing my fucking best. Oh, there you go. Fucked it up. Check this out, guys. We have an amazing show lined up with amazing content with two amazing guests to come and blow your fucking mind. I would consider this a fuckery episode, but because we touch so many different type of topics, I probably think, I'm going to be real honest with you, I think this is going to be, and already is, the most deep conspiracy topic we've had, or at least conspiracy episode we've had with a special guest. Now, Big Tank, please connect the randomization machine and give me the listener of the week.
Paranoid Radio.
Listen to that baby purr.
That's right, I forgot.
Listen to that. Fucking tag, dude. Listen to that baby purr. Big Tank, who do we have?
Cult of Conspiracy Podcast. Break down the system, explore the corruption, see with a third eye, my people.
What? Oh, round of applause. Cult of Conspiracy Podcast. This episode goes out to you. Thank you so much for participating and joining the Probe Nation, liking our shit, and following us on Instagram. Now, it's a bird, it's plane. No, it's Paranoid Radio. Big Tank, what is happening?
What is happening? You guys know the deal, my people. This is what is happening. The best segment on this show. Plus some respect on the name.
Sprinkle some respect on that name.
Damn, call me the Salt Poppy. Don't forget that. I'd be like, little Master Chef.
All right, Champagne Poppy.
Aye. So for the first story, my people, it's actually quite a good one. But
okay.
What do you think is the most common dog breed?
Chihuahua?
Close.
Okay. Fucking retriever? Some type of retriever?
No.
Okay.
Well, basically, any type of poodle. That is the most common dog breed out there.
Poodle?
Yes, I didn't believe it because there's Maltese, Shih Tzu, which are all forms of poodle. Not an actual poodle. Okay, so the reason I'm bringing this in, people, is because this dog actually, I've seen it a couple times on YouTube, and if you guys haven't, you guys should definitely go check it out. Where there's different types of that grow that real deep fond love for each other with human and beast, whether it be your dog, whatever it is. So it actually shows this little poodle, believe it or not, she had barely known the owner.
Okay.
Tragedy struck. The owner actually passed away. They had barely known each other. From what I can remember, the 62-year-old, I think she passed away in the night.
Ouch.
Yeah, and the dog had only known her for, I want to say, probably 2-3 weeks, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
But it actually goes to show how much an impact you can have in somebody's life. Within a week, the dog was crying at the service and at the burial, like
Get
a
out of here.
human being. Yes, it's actually really, really sad. So me personally, I've always been a dog person. I've always had dogs in my family. I
Mm-hmm.
can't imagine my household without a dog.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple that have hurt me a lot more. There's a couple that haven't hurt me as much just because they haven't truly been my dog. But regardless, I want to say they all hold some type of special place in your heart. Believe it or not.
I've said this a couple times on the show, and I don't hold back on saying it again. If you put a human being, a homeless person, right next to a homeless dog on the street, I would 10 times out of 10 times, or if there's any 10 times out of 11 times out of 10 times, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, I would pick the dog up before I pick up the human up, because the dog can't speak, the dog cannot defend itself, the dog did not choose to live that life. And unfortunately, we put those animals in those predicaments. To be honest, I do believe with my heart that not only dogs, animals have feelings, they have a soul, they have a purpose in this life, and they do connect with human beings a lot more than human beings connect with human beings.
Yes. I mean, let's get this straight. A dog will learn your language, whether it be Spanish or English, and for the most part, they don't know when they did something wrong, whatever it may be. You get me? An animal will learn. But when have we ever understood a human understanding an animal?
Yeah. Sometimes we just take advantage of every single animal or of everything that we know of.
Exactly. I'm exactly, my people. On to the next one, my people. This one's gonna be a little bit more uplifting, or maybe not. I mean, it just depends on how you take it. So, there was a bank robbery in the 1940s.
Oh.
Okay, out there in Tennessee. Hashtag go look this up, my people. Go look this up.
1940s. Ooh.
Yes. Okay. So, they had roughly made out with about $3,000 to $4,000, which was a lot of money back in the day.
Okay.
I'm not sure the exact equivalent, whatever it could be, but it was a lot of gold coins. It was a lot of printable bills, coins, and everything. So, after all these years, this this great grandson of the robbers says that he found a family heirloom. He went to go take it, to go get it appraised for one of it used to be a show on social media. I mean, not on social media, on TV. It actually came out real popular. I just forgot the name off the top of my head. And basically, he went right there for the same type of thing, trying to see if they could get some more money out of it. And they go, whoa, hey, this is worth a good amount of money, whatever it is, yada, yada, yada. These bills are really old, whatever, they're uncirculated. You have to remember, they look completely different. So he was expecting to walk away with a nice... They start looking at it. Even back then in the day, they still had some type of marketing bill system to make sure, like right now, certain bills are marked. So if a bank robbing does happen, they can catch him.
Exactly.
So, believe it or not, they just ran them by. Hey, check this out. Make sure they're authentic. Make sure they're not just fakes or whatever it is. Because from what I remember, the bills used to be a lot bigger back in the day.
Yep.
So they actually put it up and they go, hey, these are coming up as they were once robbed.
Oh, shit. Here come the motherfucking cops.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily him. There's no way that you could charge this 30-year-old for something that happened over 80 years ago.
Okay.
So they tried explaining it, the family lineage and everything. I guess it goes back to his great-great-grandfather.
Ooh.
And at the end of it, what it turns out to be is that he just kept the money. They never actually wasted it because out of fear. So they committed the crime. Exactly. They committed the crime, but they were so afraid of it that it never happened. So I know a lot of people that wouldn't put that money, would not put it aside. 3,000-4,000 even back in the day.
The thing is, wait. I mean, I could understand if they put it away because they didn't want to go to fucking jail at that time, but was he charged? Was his great-great-grandson charged for anything, or was he able to cash it in? Was he able to get that money, like money's worth?
So, what it came down to, the great-great-grandfather decided never to actually go through with it. And waste of money, almost forgot about it towards the sense. So it would just pass down with family heirlooms. And it wasn't until they were cleaning out the manor or whatever was the house or whatever it is. What is this? Oh, just old stuff. Oh, this could be worth something. So they did not get charged or anything, but it was one of those I guess, unsolved mysteries, because from what it's actually depicted, it was a real sloppy job that they don't know how they're able to get away.
Is the money like worth anything now?
Yes. So some of the builds are still hanging on. Obviously, not everything is perfect. Is a lot of the coins they have more than the gold value or whatever the value is. So I think they estimated it not so much monetary wise of what the bill would actually be worth. It's more of what it represents as a collector's item, and he's looking over 700K.
Ouch! Keep it for another 20 years. You might have a millo. A milli.
See, so that's a problem with collections. When they're collecting anything, the more it starts fading, bending, and everything, it's not good anymore. That's why, I don't know if you've ever seen, but there's actually certain builds that actually get graded and stamped on just because they have certain numerations, certain stars on them, and
you're gonna have to laminate that bitch. Put it like in a fucking
exactly.
No oxygen, no air, no nothing.
Seriously. So my people, this was what is happening. A little bit different from our normal set of broadcasting, but I hope you liked it. And if you guys don't, I really don't care.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
That is right, Big Tank. Thank you so much for those 2 amazing stories. Always rattling the fucking cages and doing an amazing fucking job. That is right. Today we have an amazing fucking show, fellas. Listeners, make sure you pay attention, because today I'm gonna jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. That is right. Because in a world of deceit and dark magic rituals filled with reptilian shapeshifters and incompetent leaders, only a few of us managed to open up that third eye. That is right. Tearing up pineal glands open with the sounds of their voice and podcasting abilities come 2 solid freedom defending cult warriors. They are not only some of the most original content creators I've had in the privilege to connect with, but also the creative directors and hosts of their own podcast show. Please open up your third eye and give a warm welcome to Jonathan and Jacob from the Cult of Conspiracy podcast.
I feel like Bruce Buffer just like introduced us to the ring.
What a solid intro. I appreciate the high praise, brother.
Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. I'm about to give you the platform, but before we do anything, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what is your show about?
So we are the Cult of Conspiracy. We like to talk about all conspiracies. It doesn't matter. It could be cryptids, it could be aliens, reptilians, anything spiritual. I mean, anything from 9/11 to, I mean, you name the conspiracy, we probably covered it or at least talked about it. We're trying to bust open third eyes all day long. That is our life's goal. And if we can open up one third eye along the way, dude, I mean, I feel like we've done our job.
And honestly, we come from different backgrounds. We come at it from a different angle. So I am military background. I'm a history buff. I come at it from a more logical, scientific perspective. Jonathan comes at it from more of a spirituality, vibrational frequencies. He also is a licensed hypnotherapist, right?
Yes.
So we come at it from different angles, but we always end up at the same conclusion. And it's great to bring in that range when we talk about everything from JFK, Tuskegee experiments, MK Ultra, fucking Afghan withdrawal theory, everything in between. There's nothing that we won't talk about. Even if we disagree with it, we'll still speak on it. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Wait. So wait. You're a hypnotherapist? Like, you could hypnotize people? Is that a real thing? Because I know, like,
I watched him do it.
Yeah, it's definitely a real thing. I could take you to a past life. I can help you talk to your higher self, and I could even, I mean, metaphysically, you could heal yourself. I could teach you how to do that. And honestly, it's not even me teaching you. It's just
Are you into Reiki?
You. I'm sorry?
Are you into Reiki?
I'm not so much into Reiki, but I definitely believe in it. I mean, I think that there's, as with everything, I think a lot of this spiritual stuff, you know, people kind of blow it out of proportion and talk about, you know, it being something that it's not. I think that if we just, you know, look into it, it can definitely have some healing benefits. I mean, our hands manifest energy if we can guide our chi or our energy to them. I mean, there was this video that I seen. This guy, I believe somewhere over in Asia, he was able to pretty much focus his chi into his hands, and somehow he sent so much power into his hands, so much energy. He was able to literally light a crumbled up ball of paper on fire with just the energy of his hands. And I do believe that the deeper we go, the more we understand about spirituality, the more we understand about ourselves internally and stop always just searching for external things. If we can look into ourselves, dude, I think that we're capable of much more than what we think.
Powerful words from Cult of Conspiracy podcast. Make sure you check them out on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or anywhere you get your fucking podcast fix. Now let's jump into the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood, fellas, if you don't mind. I do know that in the past 100 years, a lot of things have been repetitive in our life. For example, COVID-19 and the Great Depression. Right before the Great Depression, I also know that there was the Great Dust Bowl. The Great Dust Bowl which took over and destroyed a lot of farmland in the middle area of the country. What can you tell us a little bit about this so-called conspiracy of manufactured food shortages?
So if we want to talk about, like, I think it's interesting you brought up the Dust Bowl, right? Because if you look at what's going on in the northern part of Africa right now, we have record droughts, and now we have people in America getting sick from African dust blowing over the ocean and getting into our lungs, which is complete bullshit for the record. Okay? Not saying that they don't have the record droughts in Africa right now. That has a lot to do with misappropriation of land and misuse of the land. But there's no way that the African dust, even following the trade winds, could get to us. So when we're talking about all that shit, it's crazy to look at what weather can and can't be engineered and controlled. Now we're talking about manufactured food shortages. We actually did an episode on this. I believe it was in the month of March. We had 20 food facilities burned to the ground, 2 of which were hit by airplanes, right? None of them have any intentions of rebuilding. And this wasn't like little mom and pop grocery stores. I'm talking about Tyson Chicken Manufacturing. I'm talking about wait. In California. That was the largest.
These are big names, man.
Oh yeah, no, these are big names. This isn't like you never heard of them. You've heard of these places. Hot Pockets had a facility burned down. A place in Oregon had a place burned down. In California, it was the main hub for all organic produce for the nation, burned to the ground, no intentions of rebuilding, calling it a complete loss. Everybody's laid off. They had 20 of them in a month. Keep in mind,
are these accidental? Sorry to interrupt. Are these accidental or
quote unquote? Yeah.
Allegedly, according to what the news will tell you, these are all accidental. Meanwhile, 2 of them are from planes crashing into them.
The old plane crash book. Okay, chicken the book. Okay,
right. And so here's the deal: if they told us in January to prepare ourselves for food shortages because of all of what's going on in Ukraine. They were trying to find a boogeyman. They blamed it all on Ukraine and Putin. They warned us about it in January, and since that didn't happen because we're America, they decided to make it happen. And now here's what we got.
I have maybe a small little theory. And Big Tank, join me on this one if you think I'm wrong. You said that Putin might have something to do with it. I think maybe, like, just because we're America, we probably will never admit that our airspace is penetrable. Do you think these airplanes are from a third party, or do you think they're directly from an inside job?
I personally think that the only thing that is getting into our country are the things that we allow into our country.
Yes.
I mean, our military is bar none the top dogs of the entire world. I don't think that there's anything that can penetrate us unless we give them permission. And we all know that the swamp is very deep, as Trump would say. I mean, these people are sold out. It doesn't matter to what country. I mean, we've seen Hunter Biden sold out to Ukraine. Same thing with his dad.
His dad sold out to China in 92.
Sold out to China. I mean, we're selling out to all these countries. If you think about everything that we manufacture, we've shipped every single thing that we manufactured over to these other countries, mainly to China. That's why everything that you buy, made in China, made in China.
Toothpaste, toothbrushes, freaking rims for cars, bumpers, headlights, everything made in China.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's that it's very rare that you see something that says made in America. And that used to be like a foundation that this country was built upon. And now we've outsourced everything that we make. And so that made it extremely easy for this great reset to happen, in my opinion. Because if they took away all of our manufacturers, we're putting all these sanctions on Russia and all these other countries, it's only going to end up fucking us in the end.
Yeah. And to go back to your original question about, do I believe these were foreign planes or our planes? Both of them were small prop Bush style planes that don't have much of a range as far as what their fuel capabilities are concerned. So yes, they took off from American soil and they crashed into these places. Now, I don't believe one of them I could totally see as an accident. Okay. Accidents happen. I get it. It's an imperfect world. 2 of them in the same month at the same time that 18 other massive fires took place. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's too many red flags to ignore, brother. I'm sorry.
Right. What about this fucking the shortage of baby formula? I have a newborn. She is 3 weeks old. Fortunately for me, my wife is a human cow. She's breastfeeding the baby, and I don't have to go through this baby formula crisis. However, The problem is there's a lot of families out there of different cultures, different backgrounds, and different areas of the country that are suffering, and the ones that are suffering have to purchase these baby formulas that later on during their freaking lifetime they give you cancer.
Yeah, man.
What do you guys know about that baby formula shortage?
Well, we know that, obviously the best milk a baby can get is from its mother. Everybody knows that. And a lot of mothers do have trouble producing. That's also very well understood. Sometimes it's more painful. Sometimes they just don't produce enough milk. And so, we, the women do, I don't want to say the women, it's a couple thing, right?
Yeah.
So we outsource to all these different baby formulas. And unfortunately, just as soon as we're coming up on the baby formula shortage, you got Bill Gates investing into another company called BioMilk.
There we go. Here we go. Okay.
It's essentially a fake. It's a fake soy breast milk. It's very strange. He's invested in it, and he's been investing in it for a couple of years now. And that's the thing, is that whenever you see Bill Gates on screen and he's talking about, how he knew that there was going to be, some kind of virus that was going to come.
It's a wave of bullshit. It's a wave of bullshit.
He knows that the next virus is going to be possibly 10 times more harsh than COVID was. And you know what really pisses me off about it is he's smiling the whole fucking time he's talking about it. So
please. Yes.
He has the answer to everything. We talk about the farmland that he's bought up.
Yes,
thank you. Yep.
I have a map of every state of all the acreage
he specifically as a person, not his company, not his corporation, he individually owns more farmland than any other conglomerate in the country.
Now listen to this is going to blow your mind. Currently he owns 268,984 acres in the United States.
Ouch.
Most of which is going to blow your mind. 69,071 acres are right here in Louisiana, of all states.
And of that, all that he's growing on that farmland is soy, which if you do any research into what soy really is and what it does to our bodies, humans are not meant to ingest soy products in the way that we are. But
hashtag look it up. Okay.
Look that up. Okay. They found out, though, in I want to say it was the 80s and 90s, that it was a cheap filler product that they could use instead of filling us with wheat and gluten. They could fill us with soy. Now we have cancers that we have never seen in human history. You have people dying of all of these cancers left and right that they didn't have to deal with 80 years ago.
Ouch. Oh, my God. Do you think this also gives a genetic disorder down the line once you have babies?
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Why do we have more autistic children now than we have ever had in human history ever?
Check this out. You said something about Bill Gates, which I also want to. Sorry guys, I think we lost Tank. Yeah, you also mentioned something about Bill Gates, and this dude is involved. I found out that he has a patent on COVID, not necessarily COVID-19, but COVID virus back in 2011.
Exactly.
And then I got deleted. I got some TikToks deleted and off. We basically freaking deleted because of the content that we were putting up. What he's talking about, he's already manifesting it, and he's saying that the next virus can take out hundreds of thousands of freaking people. And it happens to be one of the viruses that he has a patent to. And then he has a patent to the freaking antivirus, not the antivirus, but the vaccine. You get me what I'm saying? And now he is investing in all these acres of land. People, Vanguard and BlackRock and all these other big investing companies are buying houses at the cheapest freaking price and selling them very, very high to the freaking civilians, to irregular people like you and I. And
it's not just BlackRock and Vanguard. We got to talk about other big ones as well. I mean, there's State Street, and anybody can check this out. You go and you check out who the main investor is into the World Health Organization. Bill Gates owns such a large portion of the World Health Organization.
He owns controlling interest.
That means whatever happens goes through him. So whenever we're talking about on what just passed May 22nd, we handed over all of our rights to the World Health Organization if there was ever to be, and there will be, another outbreak. Right. So where now it's not up to the local government.
Ooh, zombie outbreak.
It's not up to the state. It's not up to the country. It's up to the World Health Organization, which ain't even in his goddamn country. And we gave them them our rights. So if they want to force vaccination, if they want to force masks, if they want to force, internment camps, they can do that. They now have that control.
Not to mention, he said that he owns the patent to the problem and the solution. He owns both sides of the coin.
He's got you coming and going, dude. Exactly. Check this out, guys. Now that you mentioned something about like giving up your rights, are you guys pro guns?
Oh, Barry, we're in Louisiana, my guy. We are all about some firearms up in our state.
Jacob, thank you so much for your service. I know you mentioned that you were in the military in the past. All right, check this out. Do you think all this mass shootings, and I'm trying to bring it present time, all right? I'm not talking shit, and I know it's hard for some families out there. Again, my condolences and all my, my thoughts and best wishes to all the families that suffered all these tragic events.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying kids did not die, and I'm not saying these mass shootings are not real. But what I am saying is, do you believe in a sense, ultimately, these events are being brought up, orchestrated to bring down our gun laws, or at least amp them up?
I 1000% believe that they are being used. It's literally pawns on a chessboard that the government knows what move's about to happen, and they let it happen to push their agenda. Put it like that. Think about this. As let's say for some reason you lost your mind, you were going to be a mass shooter, right? In some way. Why the fuck would you grab a long ass AR rifle when a 9mm pistol would get the job done and be way more easily concealed?
It has to be an assault rifle because they want to eliminate assault rifles, which helps civilians take down military that's coming doing the
Every one of these shooters comes out to be an AR platform or an AK platform. Both of those weapons make no fucking sense in the realm that they were used in.
And we're hearing this exactly from a military person that has experience with guns to a larger level than, for example, me and Tank and myself.
Yeah, so something that we cover a lot on our show is the Hegelian dialectic. And if you look at this this whole situation in reverse of the outlay of the Hegelian dialectic, which is problem, reaction, solution. If you look at it as solution, reaction, problem, that is the way they think.
Indeed.
That's how they set the chessboard. If they have an idea about what they're trying to accomplish, they're going to figure out the problem. They're going to figure out, they already know what the reaction is going to be. We're easily predictable, bro. They reverse engineer what they want us to do.
Get the fuck out of here. You just blew my fucking mind. I'm going to hashtag look down and do some research on that for sure. Wow.
If you just look a little bit deeper into who these mass shooters are, dude. I mean, most of them, dude, there's a lot of sketchy shit that goes on with these people. For instance, this most recent shooting that was in Texas, right? He was 18. He lived with his grandmother. He had two brand new defense AR-15 rifles worth about $5,000. He had all the ammo he needed, plus the optics and body armor. The motherfucker drove a $70,000 F-250 pickup. I mean, you want to talk about dude living with his grandmother? How the hell can he afford all that? That's where we get into, like, these people are bred. I mean, we want to talk about, like,
okay. Sorry to interrupt. I was gonna bring you this, and I didn't want to go too deep. I'm a deep conspiracy theorist. I just try to keep it mellow because a lot of listeners hardcore, and if I push too hardcore, they'll just get out of the freaking the recording session or the podcast, right? But you're touching areas. What about I'm thinking MK Ultra, these patsies, getting them ready, and they have them secluded in different areas of the freaking of the country. Maybe I'm going in too deep, but they are ready to freaking go at the click of a touch tone or a click of a freaking frequency. And these kids, people, women, boys, whatever you want to call them, they go crazy and they start killing all these innocent people to provoke a reaction, an emotional reaction from the civilians.
I'll tell you what. You want to talk about MK Ultra and how these are planned? Let me go upstate to Buffalo, New York. Okay, the shooting that took place a couple weeks back, a couple months back, right?
Big Tank mentioned that to me. Yeah, he mentioned that to me.
Now, did you know that the security guard that was killed actually was trying to push a patent for his water-powered car?
What?
So he had figured out.
You're right. I did read something about that. You're right. It was like a viable car. It was literally running and going. And now it's like completely lost. Nobody can We're
gonna start on what is happening right now.
Yeah. No. This guy, nobody's able to re-engineer it. There's scientists looking at it, and this backyard, but somehow they're not be able to recreate that technology.
They had a guy do it in the 70s, and he successfully created a car that basically separated the hydrogen and the oxygen atoms of a water cell, and he used the hydrogen as the fuel, the oxygen to feed the fuel, and then boom, he was able to drive coast to coast across the continental U.S. with 20 gallons of water, no gas whatsoever. And he got killed because of the big oil conglomerates. Nobody thought about it. This security guard, this unsuspecting guy from this grocery store who got killed, just wrong place, wrong time, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
He himself was trying to push a patent for the exact same design that he made correctly in his garage. Next thing you know, it's a racial thing. This 18-year-old had a 200-page racist manifesto, and he used an AR-style weapon because that's what we do. And all right, for real?
Yeah, it just doesn't fucking click.
None of these mass shootings are with a pistol. No. And you might think, okay, well, yeah, a pistol wouldn't be able to take out that many people, but honestly, it would.
Because look at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech shooting back in, was it 08 or 09? The guy came in with a 9mm with like 18 different mags on him and did exactly what the fuck he set out to do with a 9mm.
I mean, Joe Biden and everybody in that cabinet has been pushing to take away for more gun control, but specifically for automatic rifles.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, quote-unquote assault weapon, which is a really dumb statement. There's no such thing. Find me the definition of what that is, and I'll find you a musket that fits the definition.
And then there's all these plastic guns that are coming now that you can buy in pieces on Amazon and put them together at home with the fucking plier, right?
Yeah.
What are they called? Untraceable? 3D print. Exactly. There we go. Yeah,
man.
It's a freaking crazy world we live in, guys. This is Cult Conspiracies. Jacob and Jonathan, please let them know where they can find you. Thank you so much for being on the show. Let them know. Let them out.
All right. So we are, if you would like to subscribe and watch our video content is up at rockfin.com/cultofconspiracy. Otherwise, you can search our podcast anywhere. We are on pretty much all podcasts out there, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, all that stuff. As far as our social media, Cult of Conspiracy, pretty much everywhere. You go on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is
YouTube.
Cult of Conspiracy Podcast. We used to be on YouTube. We stopped posting to YouTube because we've gotten strikes on videos that are 2 years old, and so we just don't mess with it anymore. All of our video content is at rockfin.com, and it's basically if you're tired of watching YouTube, everything that's censored and everything that's not allowed to be on YouTube, you go to Rockfin. It's $10 a month. You get access to everything that would be banned on YouTube.
Yeah. Absolutely. Make sure you check them out at Cult of Conspiracies. Make sure you give them a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Listen to them. I'm pretty sure you're going to get hooked and open up that third eye. Now, Big Tag, let them know where they can find you.
Catch my EKN86 on Instagram. Let me know what you guys are feeling or not feeling. This was definitely an episode to go check out, my people. And like I said, go follow them. Go check them out. I believe it 110% you guys are going to like it. Till the next time.
That is right. And you can find me at Trebles, Trebles Garcia on all social media platforms. Make sure you check us out on ParanoidRadio.com, and Cult of Conspiracies on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you, guys.
Paranoid Radio.